I'm here because I have a very important message that I truly believe will change people's lives. And you're probably thinking, prove it. Fair enough. Let me start off with a question. Can you think of one person that you really care about who suffers from depression? I bet you can think of more than one, and you can put me on that list. I'm Richie Derwald, and I've always been strongly advised to never let anyone know that I suffer from depression because it would destroy my career as a singer, an actor, a professional wrestler, and even a producer. Listen, I love what I do, and I know that I've been blessed to grow up in a loving show business family where I've actually had the opportunity to be mentored by a diverse group of authentic vaudevillians. I'll never forget the words of wisdom from the man of 1,000 voices, Mr. Dick O'Connell.
Richie, the world is a stage, kid. And when you walk out into that world, you gotta smile like a 5-year-old kid on Christmas morning. So I did.
And no one knew that I suffered from depression, except for my close family and a small circle of friends. But they couldn't help me. How could they possibly understand what I was going through? Exhibit A. I remember a very dark time period in my life, which I always refer to as my personal hell. I isolated myself from the world, and I locked myself in my bedroom, which was more like a jail cell that you could walk out of. But I couldn't walk out because I was paralyzed by depression. But who walked in the door? The most optimistic guy on the planet, my dad, Mr. Fitness. And he said,
Richie, everything's fine. It's fine. All you gotta do is snap out of it.
Believe it or not, that didn't help. It just hurt. Because on top of everything else, now I was guilty because I was letting my dad down. Okay, moving on to Exhibit B. Here's a classic gem of a revelation from a self-proclaimed prophet who was really a professional wrestler by the name of Captain Testosterone.
And he always gave you the same horrible advice.
You know what the captain says? You gotta put on your big boy pants and step up to the plate. Man up, Broheem.
Mr. Testosterone, here's a newsflash. If you really think that you can help someone who's suffering with mental illness by telling them to have a quick attitude adjustment, then you can just
Snap out of it.
But I digress. Here's the message that I was telling you about earlier that I believe will change people's lives. You can't help anyone who suffers from depression unless you understand it yourself. One more time. You can't help anyone who suffers from depression unless you understand it yourself. I really feel called to get this message out, and I'm willing to really step outside of my comfort zone to become a public speaker. I have a speech defect. I've been embarrassed by my stutter for years. But now I'm going to put on my big boy pants so I can do the most important presentation I've ever done in my entire life. And it's called
Snap out of it.
It will be a unique presentation because I'm going to act out some behind the scenes, unedited, incredibly embarrassing real life stories. And I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to sing a little. I'm going to sweat a lot. I'm going to do some great impersonations, basically of people that you don't know, but that's not the point. The point is that I am going to invite you to take a seat on a guided tour through my brain. And there, you're going to see firsthand what the dark pit of depression really feels like. And once you understand that, then you can finally help the people that you care about. I think that's a life-changing message. Don't you?